Welcome back to the F3 Northeast Wake Q-Source podcast. I'm your host, Blake Anderson, Honey Pit. Good to be back here with you solo. We're talking about Q 3.9 commitment. Quadrant 3 is lead right, and that follows Quadrant 1, which is get right. If you're new to this methodology, it's really a first principles look at leadership. And so Quadrant 1, in order to lead right, Dredd says, you've got to get right first. We have to start with personal leadership. As we look ourselves in the mirror, we put our lives in order through our relationships with ourself, food, our exercise, our bodies, our families. And then we move into Quadrant 2. We finally start to live right as we understand our purpose, our missionality, the things that we're good at. And then we can finally then lead right. So we've gotten right, we're living right. Now we can be an effective leader. And Quadrant 3 is really about about leadership. And we started the quadrant off talking about teams and team building with shared leadership, which is built on mutual competence and trust. And then we spent 4 weeks talking about the 4 leadership skills, which are vision, articulation, persuasion, and exhortation. And now we're talking about the virtues of leaders, because an unvirtuous leader can use those skills to manipulate people to accomplish something selfish, but a virtuous leader uses those skills to accomplish great things, and they do it while serving others. And so last week we talked about the first virtue, which is candor, ability to speak the truth and do it in love and also receive the truth. And now after candor, we can exude a commitment. And so Dredd says that in the chapter, I think it's best summed up with the statement, unwavering loyalty to the group and an unflinching determination to accomplish its mission. And that's really what a good leader's got to do. A good leader has to start with the people. They've got to have an unwavering commitment to the group and to the people. There's an old adage that says that people really don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. We've got to show that we care about people, and we need to be virtuous leaders or servant leaders. Leaders who understand that for something to get accomplished, it's going to happen through the team that they've put together, and I've got to serve and invest in them so I can get more out of them. They've got to know that I care about them before they're ever going to care about me. There's kind of a leadership phrase that I live by. It says that a leader's success lies in the hands of his team, but the team's success is the leader's responsibility. That's really what we're talking about here with this commitment. And so we can't just try to accomplish a mission without care and concern for our team, or you won't have that many missions to accomplish. People will quit. If you want someone to stick with you long term and have long-lasting relationship and commitment to you and what you're trying to accomplish, they've got to know that you're committed to them. As a follower, I want to know that my leader's taking me somewhere good, but I want to know that when I help them accomplish their goal, it'll help me accomplish my personal goals. So we have to have that commitment, but it can't stop there. We can't be so committed to caring for the feelings of our people that we don't ever accomplish anything. John Maxwell, in his book, 21 Laws of Irrefutable Leadership, one of his laws is the law of victory. And a leader has got to be able to lead his or her team to victory. We've got to put points on the board. We've got to put victories in the win column. I don't think I want to, and probably you either, want to stay on a team very long that continues to lose. Some minor setbacks or some trials are one thing, but a good leader knows how to continue to push and lead their team on to victory. And so we have to have this unflinching determination to accomplish the mission. And our team has got to know that we're about our business and that we're going to accomplish that. And so great leaders have to live in what Dredd calls the paradox of commitment, when we're able to balance them both. And he references a term that Thingamabob brought up when we had our conversation on exhortation, and that is mission first, men always, with love. And so Thingamabob says in the armed forces, they are taught that the mission's first, but people always. And so we can never lose sight of the mission that we're going to accomplish. But we also can never stop loving our men, because it's the men that are going to help us accomplish that mission. So this long-term, sustainable, virtuous leadership looks like a leader who's always investing in the growth of their team, knowing that it's the people that will help accomplish that mission. But we've got to always continue to push forward and take the people with us. I love this book. It's in my leadership library, and I would recommend you add it to yours. Patrick Lencioni's The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. And in this book, the third dysfunction is a lack of commitment. Teams are dysfunctional when they don't have commitment on a team. And Lencioni introduces this concept that in a well-functioning team that has commitment, a team that's built on trust, that has healthy conflict, where there's commitment, that a well-functioning team is able to disagree and commit anyways. And that's really what you're going for as a leader, that you would have people that even when they disagree, that they feel free to be able to express that disagreement, but they're going to commit to you anyways because they've built trust. You've built trust with them, right? You've built a foundation of trust through your unwavering loyalty to them, where they're able to know, you know what, it's maybe not the way I would do it, but I know your heart. I trust you. I know you care about me. And so I'm going to commit. And we're going to push forward anyways. And that's really a leader who is a virtuous leader living in that paradox of commitment. So that's my challenge to you. Your community needs you to be a leader who has commitment, who's committed to them, but a leader who's committed to the results. Someone who can get results and build people up and help others succeed along with them. You know, the mission of F3 is to plant, grow, and serve small workout communities for what? The invigoration of male community leadership. This whole community of F3 is about creating leaders for the community, and that's you. If you're listening to this podcast, you're a leader. And my challenge to you is that you step confidently in that paradox of commitment with an unwavering loyalty to your team, but a determination to accomplish your mission and take people to great places. So thanks for joining me for this week's episode on Q3.9 commitment. We'll see you this week at the Q Source table.